Beirut. Omar Nashabe is a criminal justice analyst. He's also a former advisor to the Lebanese Interior Ministry. Omar, thank you so much for your time. How have you and your family lived through the past few weeks?
Well, it's been a big challenge, not just for me and my family, for the whole population. The Israelis are ongoing. They're ongoing with their onslaught of civilians, indiscriminate bombing, using also some unconventional weapons. We have seen reports and we have read reports about, use of white phosphorus and other unconventional weapons. There seems to be a chemical agent. In fact, even the UNIFIL forces, the peacekeeping forces in the south, there are 15 soldiers from the UNIFIL that are being treated for some skin irritation and some respiratory problems from inhaling some kind of chemical agent. So the Israelis are not just killing civilians, they are targeting peacekeeping forces in the south, and they are using unconventional weapons. And the whole world seems to be, failing to stop this onslaught that has been going on now for such a long time. I mean, for 12 months they have been doing a genocide, and the genocide is intensifying in Jabalia. And we in Beirut, who are under the shelling of the Israelis, are thinking also about, the people in Jabalia. A ceasefire is a ceasefire for everybody, for Gaza and for Lebanon. This is what we expect. Humanity cannot be divided. I mean, how can we accept that there's a ceasefire just for us? Well, kids and hospitals are being bombed in Gaza. I mean, this is only a very principle of humanity that is being violated here. I mean, this is insane. I mean, look at the pictures. Look at the massive destruction. I do not understand how can the world just watch this. And this makes every one of us feel that there is some serious complicity on the part of some of the United States and on the part of some European nations who are still silent or who are just using words and not actions to stop the onslaught of innocent civilians.
You mentioned those UN peacekeepers, Omar. A few dozen of them, or at least a dozen of them, reported also gastrointestinal problems after one Israeli attack on their UN base. You're a criminal justice analyst. Do you think there's going to be any repercussions for Israel because of its attacks on your country?
I mean, first we need to see some signs, some serious signs. There have been a request by the prosecutor at the International Criminal Court to the panel of judges in The Hague to issue arrest warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant. But this request has been, we don't know what happened. I mean, they put it aside. It's been there for 5 months now. There are 3 judges who are really responsible for destroying the international criminal justice system, or what's left of it. The Security Council passed a resolution to call for ceasefire, to call for and insist on the respect for international humanitarian law. The Israelis, every time there's an international decision like that, they keep doing that and they expand their violations and they do more violations. We don't understand. I mean, they're starving people in Gaza. They're bombing Lebanon left, right, and center, bombing hospitals, schools, civilians by the thousands. The number is rising. We have more than 2,300 people, innocent civilians who have been slaughtered in my country, and more than 10,000 wounded in hospitals that are already overwhelmed. This has to stop immediately. This is destroying the international order. If the world allows Israel to go on with this without any accountability, this could happen anywhere in the world. Israel is threatening the international peace and security of the whole world, not just us in Beirut. It's threatening the whole region. It's threatening Turkey. It's Turkey, and it's threatening the Gulf countries, because everyone needs to know that the Israelis, when they use this extreme force and they don't respect any laws or regulations, they are telling the whole region that they are the violent, aggressive, criminal bully, and anyone who would actually face them or disagree with them, they could actually threaten with more force by killing civilians and innocent children. That is unacceptable. The world needs to move immediately. The world had to move maybe a few months back. The onslaught has been going on for 12 months. We don't understand. The International Court of Justice issued 4 orders, and these were not respected. This is the highest authority in international justice. I mean, this is insane. What are these Europeans and Americans doing? They are destroying the international law order, or what's left of it, and that is totally unacceptable. How can the world sit and watch? I do not understand this.
Omar, I think you're talking about the people who wear suits and who sit in offices in comfortable chairs and discuss, apparently, diplomacy, because they're different to the millions of civilians all the way from Australia to Latin America who have been marching in support of Palestine, because they will have heard your words and thought, if I could express it like that, that's probably exactly what I would say. But there's another issue. Apart from the collapse of the international order you're talking about, the possible fallout in your own country because of the delicate nature of your society and what these Israeli attacks may do to that in the future. How much concern is there about that?
I traveled around the country and I can see that there is overwhelming national solidarity. There are some voices here and there, but these voices, I don't think that they will reach they will make any big difference. Overall, the Lebanese population, the Christians, the Druze, the Muslims, the Sunnis, the Shia, they are all united because they have seen the atrocities that the Israelis are committing. I think the human level surpasses all other differences. These people are together. Look we have around more than 1 million people who have been displaced from the south and the southern suburb, and they've been, welcomed in many neighborhoods. Okay, there were some incidents here and there, and some media outlets like to focus on these incidents. There are always incidents that could happen in any country, but overall, the Lebanese population is united in the pain that they are suffering from. And united because in the end, I mean, the bottom line, you can have many differences, but when a foreign army comes and invades your territory by the way, with embedded journalists from the BBC and other news outlets, that's absolutely unforgivable that the journalists from the BBC and from Fox News, they go with the Israeli army into my country, with an occupying army into the south. This is a crime by these media outlets, and it is unforgivable, and they should be held accountable for that. They go into our territory. Lebanon is a founding member of the United Nations. Lebanon is a country that is a participant in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Lebanon is a sovereign country, and it is not acceptable that any other country, especially this Israeli criminal, invades the south for whatever reason. The Lebanese army is not equipped to face this attack. The people have joined the resistance to defend their land. There are some differences in Lebanon. However, when it comes to attacking and occupying our country, I think the Lebanese overall are united to face this threat.
Omar Nashabe, thank you so much for your time.